There are four formulas, so we'll solve any one of the four formula derived. Like if I go for cos x plus cos y is equals to 2 cos x plus y by 2 cos x minus y by 2. So how do we derive this formula? How this formula come from? Anyone is asking? Where we have to prove the questions. Okay, we'll come to that. So my formula which I have to prove is, let me put the font size bigger. Cos x plus y will be equals to, I think with this formula we have cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. This is one of the formula which we discussed. Cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Similarly, another formula we discussed, which is cos x minus y will be equals to, I think same formula will come, cos x cos y plus sin x sin y will come. So let me copy and paste. Instead of minus, here you'll get plus sign. Okay, these are the two formulas which we already knew, and we already used these formulas for different type of questions. Now, when I add both of them, okay, add LHS and RHS and see what you get. First, you'll get cos x plus y. Some are getting good morning now. Students, please be on time. Sahil, continue if you are late to join the class. So if I add them, I'll get cos x plus y plus cos x minus y will be equals to, this is the terms which I get on the left side, cos x plus y plus cos x minus y. So I'm adding this both the equations, okay? So what you get on the right hand side, if you see this is minus sin x sin y and this is plus sin x sin y, so both will get cancelled. So but what you left out, cos x cos y, and here also cos x cos y, which is going to be twice cos x cos y. Okay, so you may call it as equation number 1, or if you give this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2, then call it as equation number 3. So I am not given any equation number 3 here, so I call this as equation number 1. Now what you do is, let this x plus y is going to be a and x minus y is going to be b. Okay, so solve these two equations to find what is x in terms of a and b and what is y in terms of a and b y value. Okay, so if I solve them, yeah, these are the equations I got. Let me draw a line here. So if I put here, what do you get if I solve these two pair of linear equations? This is x plus y equals to a, one equation, x minus y equals to b, another equation. When I solve them or add them, plus y minus y, both get cancelled. So you have 2x will be equals to a plus b. Do you agree? So hence if I want x value, then I'll get x equals to a plus, which I need capital letters, a plus b upon 2. So I got x value as a plus b upon 2. Similarly, when I subtract these two equations, if you want, let me copy here and solve it again. This is one equation, and this is another equation. So if I subtract them, subtract, when I do the subtraction, let me bring this line down. So if I do subtraction, what happens? I think you remember the pair of linear equation, how to solve them. Everyone, your signs will change, right? Plus x will become minus x, minus y will become plus y, and this plus b will become minus b. So here plus x minus x will get cancelled. Then I have 2y will be equals to a minus b. Okay, so if we solve these two equations by subtracting them, you will get 2y equals to a minus b. And finally, y value is going to be y equals to, we'll get a minus b upon 2. So you got x value as a plus b by 2 and y value as a minus b by 2. Okay, now what you do is, you substitute x plus y value as a here. In place of x plus y, you substitute a. In place of x minus y, you substitute b. And in place of x, you take a plus b by 2. And in place of y, you substitute a minus b by 2. So everything will be replaced in equation 1. So here I'll make the statement. From equation 1, so what are the things going to change? You'll get, let me insert the equation here so that it will be proper way. Yeah. Cos A will come. Okay, because here you have cos x plus y. In place of x plus y, I'll put A. Then you have plus cos x minus y. So plus cos x minus y is going to be b, which is equals to 2 times. Then you have 2 times of cos x cos y. So 2 times of cos, if I want to insert the term fractions, in place of x, I have to rewrite a plus b upon 2, and here you'll get cos, let me put the bracket, and here you'll get a minus b upon 2 in place of y, a minus b upon 2. Okay, so this is our identity which you have to prove. Cos a plus cos b equals to 2 times of cos a plus b by 2, cos a minus b by 2. Actually, what is our identity? Here you have x, here you have y. Then you have to prove x plus y by 2, and here it is x minus y by 2. Agree? So in place of x and y, I replace with as a and b. So cos a plus cos b is going to be twice cos a plus b by 2, cos a minus b by 2. Has everyone understood this derivation? First, what you have done, I have taken cos x plus y formula, and then I have taken cos x minus y formula. I have added them. So by adding them, I got LHS as this way, and here minus sin x sin y plus sin x sin y. Both are going to get cancelled. So I get twice cos x cos y. So after reaching this equation number 1, I replace x plus y as a and x minus y as b. Then I added these two equations and I subtracted these two equations, so that I got x value as a plus b by 2 and y value as a minus b by 2. Once I got x value, y value, I'm going to replace everything in the equation number 1, like x plus y as a, x minus y as b, x as a plus b by 2, and y as a minus b by 2. Okay. So after replacing everything, we reach the formula as cos a plus cos b equals to 2 cos a plus b by 2 cos a minus b by 2. Is this clear for everyone? I'm waiting for your reply. What about the others? Okay, good. Now your homework is you have to try to prove the other identities. Now if I want cos x minus cos y, see here I want plus sign in the first case. So what I have done, I have added the equations. Cos x plus y, cos x minus y, added, so I got plus sign. In the next identity you want minus sign. So when you want minus sign, you need to subtract them. When you subtract, you get cos x plus y minus cos x minus y. So here sign will become negative and this positive sign also will become negative. So when you subtract them, this cos x cos y and here minus cos x cos y both will get cancelled. Then you left out with minus sin x sin y and here also minus sin x sin y. So it will be minus 2 sin x sin y. So if you observe the formula, so you got minus 2 sin x plus y by 2 sin x minus y by 2. That is the reason why you are having both the terms as sin. Okay, because when you subtract this cos x cos y and here cos x cos y, both are going to get cancelled when I do the subtraction. And here minus sin x sin y and here also minus sin x sin y, which is going to be minus 2 sin x sin y will come. So that is the reason why you have here minus 2 sin x plus y by 2 sin x minus y by 2. Now when I come to sin x plus y or sin x minus y formulas, when I want to derive these formulas, what you have to do here is instead of sin cos x plus y, cos x minus y, you need to write sin x plus y formula. Sorry, I got equals to sign here. Sin x plus y formula. Any idea? Anyone remember? Sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. This was the formula of sin x plus y. When I go for sin x minus y, so what do you get is sin a cos b. The same formula will remain, but only thing is minus sign will come here. Okay. So now if you want sin x plus sin y formula here, so what you have to do is you have to add them. Okay. So add them. Then if you add here cos x sin y minus cos x sin y, both are going to get cancelled. You get 2 times of sin x cos y. Your formula is 2 times of sin and cos term is coming. Okay. Can you try it home? Yes. I think it is easy only. So the identities till now which we have proved, so we need to learn proofs also or just identities. Just to learn the identities. Proofs I am explaining. If I give all the 21 identities on the paper, you'll get confused from where you got these identities, how these identities are derived. But while solving the questions, you may need a few steps from these proofs. And when you are solving certain questions, we use a few steps from these identities. So for multipurpose, I'm explaining these identities. But in the exam, no question will come to prove the identities. There is no direct question that prove this identity, prove that identity. That's for sure. Okay. So if you understand the proofs, it is easy for you to remember the identities. That is also one positive point. Now, I think these identities just now we proved cos x plus y plus cos x minus y equals to 2 times of cos x cos y. That I proved just only. Cos x plus y plus cos x minus y equals to 2 times of cos x cos y. And similarly, second identity is minus 2 times of sin x sin y equals to cos x plus y minus cos x minus y. I think this is also just by subtracting these two equations, you will get that one. And the third one is sin x sin y. 2 times of sin x sin y equals to sin x plus y plus sin x minus y, that you derive just by adding these two formulas. That identity can be derived. Now, you observe the identities carefully. Which identity weight I have to use? If sum of two trigonometric functions are given, okay, if you observe all these four sub-identities, the sum or subtraction of two trigonometric identities, cos x, cos y. So these are two trigonometric identities, functions, cos x minus cos y. So if sum of two trigonometric functions are given, that can be, this identity convert this positive sign into the product of two trigonometric functions. Here you have cos x plus cos y, but when I comes to the right hand side, it will get 2 cos into cos x minus y by 2. So addition is converted into product. In all these four 20th identity, all these four identities, addition or subtraction are converting to the product. When I come to the 21st identity, the product of two trigonometric functions are converting into addition or subtraction. If you observe these identities carefully, in the 20th, sum or subtraction is converting into the product, and here product of trigonometric identities are converting into sum or subtraction of two trigonometric functions. So both are the reverse identities. In the question, if they give sum of trigonometric identities, I go for that. And if they give product and ask you to prove the question in addition or subtraction, then I have to use this identity. And both the ways I have 2 is multiplying. Even here also 2 is multiplying. Even here also 2 is multiplying. Okay. So this 2 is there for everyone. These are the certain tips you have to remember to use the identity. So these are all the formulas. Officially there are 21 formulas, but every formula you have sub formulas. Okay. So if you count all around, it will be 40 to 50 identities individually. Yeah. Now when I come to the example question, you have 3 sin 30 sec 60 minus 4 sin 5 pi by 6. 5 pi by 6 means I think 6 will get cancelled in 180 30 times. 5 into 30, 150 degrees. Okay, 150 degrees. You can write, how do you write sin 150 degrees? So can you give some examples? Yeah, we are going to solve examples only. How can you write 150 degrees? What are the ways you can write? 180 minus 30, or in terms 90 plus 60. Yeah, 90 plus 60 I'll go, because 90 and 60 both the angles we knew. And cot pi by 4 is nothing but cot 45. You see here, sin 60, that pi by 6 is 60. So sin 60 value is 1 by 2. So 3 times of 1 by 2 they replace into sec 30 degrees. Sec 30 degrees is 2. So they replace 2 also. Then minus 4. Here also they get minus 4. Sin pi by 6, they are written as 180 minus 30 degrees. Or if you want, you can write 90 plus 60 degrees. Both the ways is okay. So 180 minus 30 degrees means second quadrant sign is positive, and it is touching the x-axis because of pi. So sign won't change. So sin 30 will be 1 by 2. Here they are written 1 by 2. And cot pi by 4 is 1. So after all simplification, 2 will get cancelled in 4 twice. 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. Okay, then we have find sin 15 degrees, that we already solved. Then you have to find tan 13 pi by 12. Okay, let me take this example so that all are the 10 you have 13 pi by 12. So most of the students feel the difficulty here because you have 13 pi by 12. So how do I represent this as a known value? So what you can do is, here let me solve the 13 upon 12. I think everybody knows how to convert into mixed fraction. If any fraction is given, everybody is clear about how to convert into a mixed fraction, right? So I think 13 by 12 I can convert into a mixed fraction as, let me write the insert the mixed fraction term. Where does it lie? Yeah, here it is. Can I write 13 by 12 as a mixed fraction as 1 no 1 upon 12? Will it work as a mixed fraction? 1 by 12? Okay, yes. Here it is. So 13 by 12 we can write as 1 by 12. Now see, how do I use this mixed fraction? It is 10. Let me put the bracket. So here you can write as pi plus pi by 12. So here 1 will multiply with pi. Even numerator also will multiply with pi because I have here 13 pi. But here I have taken only 13 upon 12 just to see how it is going to happen. So it is, or maybe let me write here also. You can write this as 1 plus 1 upon 12. Control Z. Control X. Yeah, just let me put in the ones. Yeah, 1 by 12. You can write as 1 plus 1 by 12. Now here pi multiplication is there, so that means pi will be multiplied with both the terms. 1 into pi will be pi, and 1 by 12 into pi will be pi by 12. So this is how you convert whatever the number you give. First take the numbers only, like 13 upon 12. Convert this into 13 upon 12 into mixed fraction. After converting into mixed fraction, then you have to multiply with pi. So it will be pi plus pi by 12. I think you know how this is going to be. Pi plus pi by 12 is the third quadrant. So you are going to get just tan. Third quadrant means all silver T. Tan is a positive number and it is crossing the x-axis. There is no change of the sign. It is going to be just pi by 12. So what do you think pi by 12? Pi by 12 is going to be, can I say it is tan of 15 degrees? I think in last tan 15 degrees, you know how to find it. You can write it as 45 minus 30 or 60 minus 45, then find tan 50. Or we already found in the last class, if you remember the value, you can write that. I think root 3 minus 1 upon root 3 plus 1, some value is there. Okay. So that's how you solve this question. Is it clear? How to convert into the mixed fractions and then how to convert into the fraction of pi in terms of pi. I think most of them they get struck this only. How do I convert? So another way is, you know, pi value is 180. So 180 upon 12. 180 upon 12 is going to be 15. So 13 into 15 you multiply. 13 15 is then you can write. So that will be, sometimes it will be critical. I think mixed fraction will work properly. Okay. So this is how you solve that example or question 13/12. Now one more question you have, sin x plus y upon sin x minus y. You have to prove equals to tan x plus tan y upon tan x minus tan y. So they are taken LHS as sin x plus y upon sin x minus y. Once you take the LHS, you expand with sin a plus b formula. What is sin a plus b formula? Sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. So this is the expansion of sin x plus y. What about sin x minus y expansion? Sin x cos y minus cos x sin y. So till this step, just I use the identity of sin x plus y and sin x minus y. Now you see the right hand side. What you have on the right hand side? It is in terms of tan x tan y, and here also tan x. Everything is in terms of tan. How do I convert sin in terms of tan? See, here you have only tan x. First term is tan x, but here you have cos x tan y, cos y. So how do I convert sin x cos y in terms of tan? If I want tan, I need sin x upon cos x. Do you agree? Sin x upon cos x. If you look, can't see it properly, let me put. This is not moving. Yeah, here is tan symbol. Yeah. So let me put both the windows. Here tan x is there. Here sin x cos y is there. If I want to convert this term as tan, I need cos x in the denominator, so that sin x upon cos x is going to be tan x, but this cos xy is also going to be eliminated. So cos xy has to be cancelled. So to achieve this goal, what I do is each and every term, this term, this term, this term, and this term, all the four terms in the fraction are going to divide with cos x cos y. If I divide every term with cos x cos y, we are not creating any problem with the fraction. The fraction will still remain same. So if I divide first term with cos x cos y, this cos y will get cancelled, then sin x upon cos x is going to be tan x. Do you want me to write this step? I think some of them you may get cancelled, get confused. What I do is, I'll write this division of each fraction. So what you have here is sin x cos y. So here I'll put sin x cos y. I'm dividing this with cos x cos y. Okay. Plus, now what is the next term in the numerator? This is cos x sin y. So let me put here as a fraction again. This is cos x sin y, and the denominator is going to again divide with cos x cos y, and here you have sin x cos y, sin x cos y, and the denominator is going to be again cos x cos y, because each and every term I am dividing with minus, again fraction will come. Here it is going to be cos x sin y. If you want to check it out, here it is cos x minus cos x sin y. So here I put minus cos x sin y and denominator. So this is what I mean, divide numerator and denominator with each and every term with cos x cos y. Now see the fact here, how this thing is going to change. Here I'll put Now look at the first fraction, this highlighted one. Your cos x, cos y both will get cancelled. Sorry, cos y will get cancelled. And if you have sin x upon cos x, which is going to be tan x plus, look at the second fraction. What is going to get cancelled? Cos x will get cancelled. You have sin y upon cos y, which is going to be tan y. Now come to the denominator fraction. This one, what is going to get cancelled? Cos y will get cancelled. Sin upon cos is going to be tan x minus, look at this fraction. Again, cos x will get cancelled. Sin y upon cos y is going to be tan y. I think this is what you have to prove. Okay, let me zoom in. Tan x plus tan y upon tan x minus tan y. Is that okay? So there are other identities are there you can use. Try other examples. Yeah, now let me come to, this is the most examples which you have in 3.3. Cos 7x plus cos 5x upon sin 7x minus sin 5x. So let me insert this question here. How do I solve? Insert equation, fraction. I think I have to increase the font size. Okay. What you have in the numerator here, cos 7x, cos 5x. So it is going to be cos 7x plus cos 5x upon, denominator is going to be sin 7x minus sin 5x. Sin 7x minus sin 5x. This is our question, given question. Now look at the numerator. This is in the form of cos A plus cos B. If I take A as 7x and B as 5x, so it is in the form of cos A plus cos B. What is the identity we discussed? Cos A plus B is 2 cos A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. So here I am going to apply this identity here. 2 cos, again fraction will come, A plus B by 2. A means 7x plus 5x upon 2 cos A plus B by 2 multiply cos A minus B by 2. A minus B by means 7x minus 5x upon 2. So this is the numerator formula. Next formula is sin A minus sin B. What was the formula of sin A minus sin B? What is this formula? Yeah. Sin A minus with this fourth identity. Sin A minus sin B equals to 2 cos C plus C by A plus B by 2 sin A minus B by 2. So according to the formula, this will be 2 cos, I think this same will come, 2 cos C plus D by 2 multiply, it will come sin, this will come C minus, A minus B by 2, which is equals to, if you observe the terms in the numerator and denominator, this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. This cos 7x plus 5 by 2, here also cos 7x plus 5 by 2, both the terms will get cancelled. Now what you left here is, let me insert the fraction, you left out with cos, in the bracket here, you see here 7x minus 5x upon 2, 7x minus 5x is 2x, 2x upon 2 is going to be just x, and here sin what will come here? 7x minus 5x is 2x. 2x upon 2 is going to be x. So finally you have, which is going to be cos x upon sin x is going to be cot x. What you have to prove actually? This is done, this is done. Yeah, you have to prove cot x. We proved here, hence it is a cot x. Okay, is it clear how to apply the identity? Now if I go to the example question, now see the second example. You have a sin 5x. You want, let me zoom it. Yeah, sin 5x minus 2 sin 3x plus sin x. Now here between the first two terms, I cannot apply the identity. Sin 5x minus 2 sin 3x, because if you observe the identities, there is no constants on the left hand side. Yeah, here it is. You have sin x plus sin y, or sin x minus sin y. I don't have like sin x minus 2 sin y, sin x plus 2 sin y, or plus 3 sin y. If any constant is there, like in this example, yeah, I have minus 2 sin 3x. So I'm not going to apply the formula for first two terms. What I do is I rearrange the terms. Sin 5x plus sin x minus 2 sin 3x. Here I replace sin 5x plus sin x minus 2 sin 3x. So this minus 2 sin 3x term I kept outside and separately. Now sin c plus sin d. Here sin a plus sin b, you can say. A value is 5x and b value is x. Okay. So sin a plus sin b formula you can apply. Here they apply. Then you can simplify accordingly. And denominator is cos a minus cos b formula. See here, let me show you this step also one clearly. So after replacing sin 5x plus sin x, this is sin a plus sin b. The formula is 2 sin a plus b by 2. So here you are written 2. Let me put the cursor here. They are written 2 here. Now sin a plus b by 2. A plus b means 5x plus x. It is going to be 6x. 6x by 2, 3x. So once you have practiced well confident enough, so you no need to write the steps like this. Okay. You can substitute them directly as they did here. 6x plus x, 5x plus x is going to be 6x. 6x upon 2 is going to be 3x. So they are substituted directly. So sin c plus a plus b is 2 sin a plus b by 2. Then cos a minus b by 2 will come. Cos a minus b means 5x minus x. 5x minus x is 4x. 4x upon 2 is 2x. So they got cos 2x formula here. Now here you have 2 sin 3x. Even here also you have 2 sin 3x. You can take 2 sin 3x common. Surprisingly, there is no 2 here because this term has 2. This term has 2. This term also has 2. So you can take 2 common in the numerator and cancel with the denominator 2. So that 2 will be removed. So they are taken only sin 3x common here. After sin 3x is common, here cos 2x will be left out. And from here, if I take 2 sin 3x common, 1 will be left out. Okay. Now see here, sin 3x against sin 3x will get cancelled. And cos 2x formula, okay. Here they multiply this minus sign with here. So minus 1 will become plus 1. Plus cos 2x will become minus cos 2x. Okay. So somewhere, yeah, this sin 3x, if they get cancelled, only sin 2x will be left out. So this sin 2x will be left out. Now again, cos 2x formula you have to apply. There are 4 formulas of cos 2x. Cos 2x formula is 1 minus 2 sin square x. If I apply, then 1 will get cancelled. I have 2 sin square x. Then again 1 sin x will get cancelled. 2 will get cancelled. Numerator 1 sin will be left. Denominator cos will be left. We'll get tan x. I don't think so you understood this one. But what you can do is write on the paper, keep solving. Oh, let me zoom in. Unzoom in. So here first few questions you have here like sine square pi by 6. Sine square pi by 6 is first what is sine pi by 6? Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 whole square will be 1 by 4. Because sine square theta you can write as sine theta whole square. There is no problem in that. Okay. Now if I come to here, this is cos C cos D minus sine C sine D, which is the formula of cos x minus cos y. Just try to solve. I think I'm going out of the time. As many as questions you can solve, try it out. Otherwise, we'll discuss in the next class. This exercise especially, next class we'll solve it. Okay. Till now, whatever we discussed, is it understood? We discussed few formulas, how to derive the formulas, and some example questions we discussed. Exercise you try it out. If you are not getting, then next class we'll start 3.3. Okay, then. I think I have a class